All right, Lauren, thank you. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a new general manager this morning. Shad Khan made the official announcement Tuesday night that David Caldwell with the Atlanta Falcons will replace Gene Smith.
38 years old. Caldwell is director of player personnel, or was, with the Falcons. He's been in Atlanta for 5 years after stops in Indianapolis and South Carolina. Our Tracy.com is live in the action cam from Everbank Field with more this morning. Trace?
38 years old. Drink that in for a minute. I was joking in the newsroom this morning after reading his resume. I feel like such an underachiever. That's right. He spent the last 5 seasons in Atlanta, 10 seasons in Indianapolis, and 2 in Carolina. And like you said, he's only 38 years old, so that's practically half of his life in the NFL. Now, that hopefully will be great news for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And when the announcement was made, Caldwell said, quote, "I am thrilled to accept the offer to become the next general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars. There are no bad GM opportunities in the NFL, but to work on behalf of a dynamic owner in a rabid football city like Jacksonville is truly special. This is where I wanted to be, and I could not be happier. I can't wait to get to Jacksonville and get started." I love it that he calls this a rabid football city. And the Jags owner, Shad Khan, said, quote, "We've got our man. I have a lot of faith in David Caldwell, and I can assure our fans that the best days for the Jacksonville Jaguars are in front of us." Now, looking ahead, the thoughts on everybody's mind are, what is the future of Mike Mularkey as head coach of the Jaguars? Now, Caldwell will decide if he stays or if he goes, and he also has to decide what the Jags will do with their first-round draft pick. The team will officially introduce him as the GM tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Everbank Field. Now, I went to every single game this season. It was the worst record in the Jaguars' history, so we're hopefully going to have a great season ahead of us. And not only did I go to every game here, the best date ever, and I even went down to the Miami Dolphins game, but again, hopefully better days ahead. I'm Tracy.com. We are live at Everbank Field for Action News.
All right, Tracy, thank you. David Caldwell now has to get busy to get to work after he has his press conference, of course, and we all get to meet the 38-year-old. Wow. Joined this morning by sports agent and attorney John Phillips. So what do you think of the pick?
I like it. I like it. You know, I was kind of a Tom Gamble guy, but something happened with Tom Gamble. Like, everybody loved Tom Gamble, then he went off the radar, and so I'll trust the powers that be there. But I really like this pick. Young guy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of talent.
A lot of pedigree as well. I mean, this guy was buddies in high school with Bill Polian, who a lot of consider the mastermind of these great teams, certainly in Buffalo, and then in Indianapolis as well. So he's got kind of that mindset of what it takes to perhaps build a great team.
He certainly does, and the connections and respect, and he knows how to evaluate talent. You know, you went out and got Matt Ryan, who everybody wasn't so sure about. And of course, he made the good trade, blockbuster trade for Julio. And he's assembled a good group. And I've dealt with him with, gosh, I had Matt Grothe a few years ago, and they called and they kind of, nobody wants Matt Grothe. And so, but they were, they were very professional about it, and it's been neat. They've been good to deal with.
So what's the first order of business?
Meeting and figuring out what they're going to do about head coach. I mean, clearly, there's 2 sides to the coin. People say, all right, he coached with Mularkey. I don't know that gives Mularkey any credibility. And then the other side is saying, well, he's friends and was college roommates with the coach of the 49ers. I don't know that that's it either. It all seems too obvious for that to happen.
Well, they can't obviously talk to those guys until after the playoffs, right? So you're talking about the offensive coordinator for the 49ers.
Correct.
And so they're good buddies, and obviously we've seen what they've done out there. Can we make any logical assumptions from that?
No, I mean, Greg Roman's a great coach, and he's highly wanted. To me, it just seems too obvious for somebody to go get their college roommate and pull in Alex Smith as quarterback. It all just seems a little bit too obvious that I don't think Shad Khan would say, all right, come on, college roommates, let's build a team. That's not how you start a franchise with that much nepotism. But that's the NFL, and nepotism I think is the end. It's either not for long or nepotism, whatever.
And it could turn things around real quickly. All right, number 2 pick in the draft coming up. He's got to start doing his player evaluations. You've always been a big proponent of the fact that we don't have any SEC players really on the Jaguars. So can we use that number 2 pick to get the entire Alabama football team?
I just got back from South Beach, and so excuse the bags under the eyes. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this offensive line at Alabama, draft them wherever you want, they could start in the NFL. And, DJ Fluker may be there in the 2nd round for Alabama, and it would be a strong pick for the Jaguars. And so, that's it. You got to look at that 2nd round at a possible quarterback, because I think there'll be some good ones there. 1st round, you take the best available or trade down.
Absolutely. All right, John, well, thanks for sharing your thoughts on there. But you're excited about the pick, so I think we can all get excited.
Absolutely.
As well. Young guy, a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
Should be exciting. This new era is now ushered in with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Want to hear your thoughts as well? Send us a thought.